Remember Wednesday, literally Wednesday, when I talked about the worst Netflix movies of 2020, and several of them were these kind of kiddie action movies, and I think during it I talked about A Babysitter's Guide to Monster Hunting, and I said that it was the same as all these kiddie action movies like Spy Kids and SHARKBOY and LAVAGIRL, in that it's probably fine for kids, but nobody is really going to remember it that fondly, because when you watch it back in a few years, you'll have grown up, and nobody older than about 5 could really love it. With that in mind, today we're going to look back on SHARKBOY and LAVAGIRL and what went horribly wrong with it, as well as reviewing the brand new, also Netflix attempt at making a sequel. It's not a sequel, which is suitable for kids as well as fans of the original film who are now adults. Nope. The Adventures of SHARKBOY and LAVAGIRL in 3D. Well, I mean, you get what you paid for if you actually want to see this in the cinema, right? Anybody going in over the age of 4 who thought this would be worth the money deserved every one of those 95 minutes of pain. Basically, baby boy Taylor Lautner and Taylor Dooley, how did I not realise until now they're both called Taylor? Anyway, they are both superheroes from the imagination of the most irritating leading child character since... what's a reference from 2005? Dakota Fanning from War of the Worlds, yes. Anyway, when their world, which is in his imagination, is threatened by an evil man who's just an imagination version of his science teacher, the kid has to go into his own mind through a hurricane or something to fight Mr. Electric on planet oh my god. Basically, this entire film is a daydream he has during a hurricane, which is really dangerous, and his parents should probably get him some counselling so that he can deal with their upcoming divorce in a healthier manner. Anything but this. So basically, yes, he sucks. The film sucks. And that main kid, he doesn't even get like the poster. How brutal is that? He has just as much screen time, in fact, probably more than SHARKBOY or LAVAGIRL, but he's thrown to the side when it comes to the title and the promotional material. Anyway, of the world that's got more CGI than Star Wars prequels and a cast that exists, here is my 1 minute review for, you know, I'm not saying that full title again, it makes me sad. You know what it is. Oh god, even trying to think of it in terms of how much would a kid enjoy this, how much would a small child enjoy this, I was kind of going, really? but seriously though, this is coming after I've, you know, done last year, especially like the new Netflix ones and stuff, and new Disney ones. I've done quite a few of these kiddie action ones, kiddie superhero ones, these kind of things. But rewatching this is real bad. Obviously, yes, the CGI, maybe it didn't look quite so tragic in 2005, but apart from that, you know, characters, the script, just the writing and the story idea initially, you know, it feels like it was come up with by a child. Oh, it was Robert Rodriguez's child came up with the story. Okay, that makes sense. Why the fuck did he make it into a movie? Oh, it's so adorable. His kid came up with it, he made it into a movie. It's a lovely love letter to his child. So great for them to look back on, I'm sure, but, you know, it doesn't hold up to the scrutiny that my gammy taint could provide it. So, as an actual film, you know, we can all agree that this is just so terrible, right? I'm giving the Shark Girl 23 out of 100. You know, it really is nothing short of eye-gouging pain to watch this today, and that was me being nice, because I did say, you know, CGI might have not been so tragic to look at back then. That was as nice as I could get about this. So you can understand some minor trepidation for me as I stepped into the sequel, which, might I add, is not a sequel. Everyone's calling it that. Did they entirely forget what SHARKBOY and LAVAGIRL was about? They were dream heroes. They were part of that kid's imagination. They don't exist. And now they're part of a big gang of heroes in the real world. Okay, so completely different thing. Besides Taylor Dooley, there is literally no link to the previous film. Taylor Lautner didn't come back, you know? And at least they were smart enough to really minimize those characters, you know, to the extent that maybe some casual viewers wouldn't have even noticed that Taylor Lautner was not underneath that SHARKBOY mask, which he never takes off in this. So instead of any of their shit, or the fact that Pedro Pascal is doing his second superhero film in a month, we are focusing on this overlarge group of children. They're the kids of the superheroes, and therefore when there's a giant alien invasion on the day the soups fell, they are all brought to the superhero headquarters in case any of them gets kidnapped. So they obviously escape and train with this old lady before going off to try and save their parents. Now, I know what you're thinking. Doesn't that sound like garbage? Well, yes it does. Glad you brought that up. Let's first of all take a look at their powers, okay? This is my main problem with it, okay? And there are spoilers ahead for We Can Be Heroes. So better leave if for some ungodly reason you care about spoilers for a movie that isn't even trying to hide the fact that it stole its title from David Bowie. So there's our main girl, Pedro Pascal's daughter, and we see his powers once the whole film, by the way. He's got magnetic hands or something, so he fights with these swords. That could have been awesome, Pedro Pascal fighting with these swords and he's got magnetic hands. That could have been really cool, but we never actually see any of that at all, so yeah. But yeah, his daughter, she has no powers, so she's the leader that tells everyone what to do, Captain America style. But despite no powers, she does it from in the field. Yeah. Then there's Wheels, and he's in a wheelchair. Oh my god. And he's really smart or something. He does the smart things from in the field for some reason. Yeah. And then there's SHARKBOY and LAVAGIRL's tiny daughter who can manipulate water instead of lava. That's their powers mixed, you see. And she also goes into a shark frenzy with that's still just SHARKBOY power straight up. Okay. There are kids who can stretch and change their faces to look like anybody. That's a useless power, by the way. It's used once for a very specific situation. Then there's these twins, and one of them can move backwards in time a few seconds, and the other one can move forwards in time a few seconds. Now I know what you're thinking, and yes, being able to move time back a few seconds would allow him to solve all of their problems that they ever come up against if used correctly, which it is not. And yes, her then moving time forwards a few seconds again is nothing. It is entirely and completely useless. Then there's the girl who can sing, and while using her powers to do that, she does extremely oversweet covers of songs that made me realize that maybe Trolls isn't all that bad a movie. I'm kidding, it suck ass, okay? But that is tragic. Those covers suck. And then there's the girl who draws the future, and, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. And finally, there's the kid who has every power there is. Literally every power imaginable. He's got it. Except they can't control which one he uses until the end, when he learns how, making every other person there irrelevant. And yet they don't use him for the final battle at all. Oh, yeah. Here is my 1 minute review for We Can Be Heroes. It's literally just... Why'd they have to give them those powers, you know? There are so many powers in the world, you know? Why did they have to give them those powers? There are two kids there that, as a team, could solve absolutely every problem. The kid who has every power, and the kid with the wait a second, no, he doesn't even need that kid, because he's got the power to reverse time a few seconds as well, right? Doesn't really show the fact that he actually has all of their powers. Doesn't really show that. But it must be true, since he has every power, right? No, it doesn't matter. Oh, I didn't even mention, there's also a kid who's the kid of the hero that goes really fast. Haha, yeah. He goes really slow. He is a hindrance to the team at every opportunity. Anytime he does anything useful, it can be done better by one of the others, okay? I just don't get why we need to keep making these films when the Marvel movies are pretty kid-friendly. You know? Yes, there's a few swear words, bit of violence. But seriously, if you're not willing to show those to your kid, you're... you know? Anyway, I'm giving changes 38 out of 100. Don't mistake that score for me thinking this is good. It's just nearly double what SHARKBOY and LAVAGIRL got. Still bad though. Oh my god, I forgot about the girl who can draw the future. Yeah, so she's one of the aliens. She's kind of like in charge of the aliens. And our main girl already knew that because she drew a picture of herself with the alien tentacles. The aliens are all happy at the end because they were actually just here to show the kids that they can be heroes and don't need to be kids, don't get a chance to be kids. Okay, and they're all happy because they like figured it out. Oh, she's an alien, you know, you got it. She just handed them a picture of herself as an alien, and they're... okay. That's all for this one, guys. I hated both of those. That was awful. It was an awful time watching both of them. Bad day. I had a bad day. But please subscribe if you liked this and like seeing me trash shit and do shit and, you know, so close to 1,000. Please subscribe.